Guys, I've been wanting to get this out for a while now. And just seeing that whole incident with the young lady who was attacked by the gentleman with the brick to her face just kind of gave me that, kind of made me want to talk about it now. I don't know that story entirely, and I don't want to add to this young lady's trauma by trying to dissect it, or if she was wrong, or if he, I'm not interested in that. What I see or what I saw was a woman who was clearly sad, clearly hurt, clearly scared, clearly traumatized, and that's as much as I know. So I don't know much about the situation, and I don't have any intentions on discussing the situation. But what I do want to discuss is this constant fear that we as Black women have when we do go out in public and we do encounter men who may be interested in us, and we get a negative reaction to not being interested. And we have this fear of, okay, what is he going to do? Are we going to make it home? Is he going to try to hurt me? Do I have to? And it's almost like we're at a point where, okay, maybe we can just give him the phone number, and then when we are free from him, we can just block it. Like, that's where we are, because we want to make sure that we're making it home safely. We want to make sure that, the person's not following us and all of these things. I had my own incident back in 2014. I was coming home from Jersey. My ex used to live out there, and I actually had to take a mega bus. So they drop you off on the street, and it was 2 a.m. It was a very, very late bus. There's a lot of things happening, delays and all this crap. And 2 guys were down there, and they were trying to talk to me and what have you. And I told them, I'm not interested. I have a boyfriend. And they followed me, and I had luggage. They followed me for 2 blocks. They were yelling at me. They were calling me out of my name. They were talking about what I could do to them, all these things. And the only reason why they actually stopped following me was because I just so happened to be walking in the direction of a cab, and out came an older Black gentleman. And the second he came out of the cab, because of how I was walking, it almost looked like I knew him. So when I turned around, those 2 guys were gone, and I was able to get on the bus. The bus was actually pretty close by, and I saw it coming, so I was able to kind of leave that area fairly quickly. But it's just I understand in some cases that people could be mean. I still don't think that justifies harming them. It's just okay, well, you don't have to be mean. But we're literally in a time where people are being followed home and killed. People are being assaulted. It's just unnecessary. And it's just, there's such a lack of controlled emotions. And I really can't speak to where that comes from. But it makes it so difficult for you to want to even put yourself out there, because even if you do decide to entertain someone and they're not what you want, or they're not who you thought they were, and you try to break it off, you now have an instance where the person might come back and try to do harm to you, harm to somebody that you love, and it's scary. And it makes dating very scary for me. And just to be honest, I purposely don't put myself together when I go outside, because I would prefer not to be approached. The few times I have gotten approached, I got instant anxiety because I didn't know how it was going to end. Luckily for me, they were nice people, and some of those people are my friends today, and some of them we just fizzled out. But knowing that there's a possibility that I may not make it home due to a situation like that is scary. And it makes dating scary, because then you have situations where, say it isn't that. Say I just meet somebody, and in the beginning it's great, and then their representative presents themselves, and I'm not the representative leaves and the real them comes out, and I don't like that. What if I don't like who that person is outside of the representative, and I feel like, okay, this is not what I want? Now I have to potentially worry about this person following me, this person harassing me, trying to, blackmail me, try to hurt somebody that I care about, stalk me. Like, it's scary. And it almost makes me not even want to open myself up to the possibility of having anybody new in my life, because you just don't know. And not to give any grace, or, I can give grace, but not to give any passes, I should say, for people that I've known for years, because you can know someone your whole life and not know them at all. But it's so much scarier when you have to start from the beginning, because you really don't know who you're getting. It's easy to make up a character. It's easy to assign a representative. And that's what makes it so scary. Because even a person can approach you like, oh, how are you doing, beautiful? How's your day? And it's beautiful and it's lovely, but maybe you're not in a space to entertain anyone right now. Oh, thank you so much, but unfortunately right now, I'm not in a space to entertain anything. And then they flip. And then all of a sudden it's you effing bees, you this, you that, throwing drinks in your face, stalking you. Oh, you better not come outside. And it's crazy. And it's scary. And something needs to be done. I don't know what it is. I'm not a man. But something needs to be done about the way men deal with their emotions when dealing with rejection. To be honest. I know that it sucks. It doesn't feel nice. But it doesn't need to resort to violence. It doesn't need to resort to name calling. It doesn't need to resort to any of that. There's an issue here. A lot of times, I've encountered a lot of situations with a lot of men who don't know anything about being vulnerable. They don't know how to express themselves because they're so taught, be a man, men don't do this, men don't do that. And all of that eventually just gets bottled in. And they don't know what to do with those emotions. So now it comes out in such a toxic way that people are getting hurt and people are literally afraid. And it's scary and it sucks because that now puts a damper on the dating pool, marriage and whatever else. Because we just don't know what the hell to expect when we walk through or walk out of our doors. And I know a lot of times I have conversations with my friends, a lot of the times, the ones that are committed, and they want to actually, they want me to find somebody, but it's scary to find somebody at the end of the day. It's scary to me. And that is just something that I feel like I really wanted to express. And please let me know in the comments or whatever how you feel and what can potentially be done, because something needs to change.